that button. Welcome all once again for this workshop today on Yoga Nidra, specifically for stress relief. Okay. Whoever is new, I am Raji. I'm a yoga therapist. I have completed Masters in Yoga from Vyasa University and Diploma in Therapy from Yoga Vidya Gurukul in Nashik. These are two very beautiful universities in India, and I've been a student since 2016. And I've been teaching yoga specifically for therapy participants for the past 3 to 4 years. I closely work with my teacher Indumati in Abu Dhabi. I have done internship with her, and that's how I continued my yoga journey. So let's jump into this workshop. Today, we are going to talk about history of Yoga Nidra and what is Yoga Nidra. Okay, always I feel any practice that we do in yoga, we need to know why we need to do, what is the benefit. When we know the background, when we know the reasons behind it, then the practice becomes more beautiful and meaningful. Yeah. So we're going to see how Yoga Nidra is applied as a therapeutic tool in reversing as well as preventing many chronic ailments or even serious terminal illness also. Yoga Nidra acts as a therapy. We will discuss the steps involved in Yoga Nidra, practically how the instructions go. There are 8 steps. And we will see science behind these steps, why these 8 steps are designed. When we understand the why, we will automatically give more importance and practice every day. Yoga Nidra is something after this workshop, I want all of you to practice every day. Yeah, in case you are reversing any disease, morning and evening, whenever you can, or at least 4 times a week to see the real benefit. Okay, so we will talk about history of Yoga Nidra. This technique is designed by Swami Satyanand Saraswati. He is the founder of Bihar School of Yoga. He understood that certain instructions in a deep state of consciousness, when a relaxed state, the brain is able to absorb. Okay, so our brain, though we are about to sleep, there is a borderline state where any instruction that is given, it is still being heard by the brain, but our conscious mind don't understand. So this is the crux of Yoga Nidra, and it is developed by Swami Satyanand Saraswati. So the main origin of Yoga Nidra is found in the Tantra Yoga texts, and Devi Mahatmya, Yoga Taravali, these texts talks in detail. There are verses dedicated for Yoga Nidra. In Hindu tradition, Yoga Nidra is considered as a goddess, cosmic form of Mother Durga. It's a cosmic energy. So Yoga Nidra is actually a goddess as per our tradition, Hindu tradition. And coming to the term, Nidra means in Sanskrit sleep. And Yoga Nidra is a yogic sleep, that is a deep state of relaxation, but with complete awareness. We are not entirely sleeping, because when we sleep, there is no awareness. We forget who we are, what's happening outside. But in Yoga Nidra is an in-between state where we are in between wakefulness and the sleep. So that state is so wonderful because it acts like a reset to the entire body. And mainly it relieves any physical tension, mental tension, emotional tension. Unknowingly from the subconscious mind, we might store so many memories with us, emotions with us, that gets relieved, you know, in a subconscious level. That's the beauty of this practice. So now coming how Yoga Nidra can be a therapy. So I have done diploma in yoga therapy from Yoga Vidya Gurukul, and our Guruji, Vishwas Mandlik, he received the highest award in the field of yoga from Prime Minister, I think in 2016, for his service. He has been promoting yoga, doing yoga therapy for the past 40 years, and he has designed so many modules for various ailments and see results, like people reverse and get better from so many diseases just by the protocol that he designed. And he has specifically designed Yoga Nidra for customized for each person, individual, and customized for his specific ailment. Okay, so there are so many research the university has conducted and shown how Yoga Nidra can be a very, very important tool. Say, for example, if a person is very, very sick, terminal stage, they can't even move the body, still they can do Yoga Nidra and see improvement in their health. We have seen so many cases in our university. So right now, what exactly happens in Yoga Nidra? It's sort of a psychotherapy where the modern day psychology, there is a state called hypnosis. They do hypnosis where we relax the conscious mind. Okay, so our mind has two parts, conscious mind. Now you're all listening to the lecture. You're seeing the presentation, hearing to my voice. So you're able to understand the information, think, analyze, and then temporarily you remember what I'm saying right now. Maybe 1 month from now, you may not realize what exactly I spoke in this particular moment. But right now, there is a temporary memory, and with willpower, you're focusing. You're not trying to you distract yourself. You are using your willpower to focus and listen to what I'm saying. So, this is the conscious mind. Suppose if I ask you to close your eyes and I don't speak, there will be a second level of your mind where certain you might, when you close your eyes, if I ask you to close your eyes for 1 minute, maybe you feel little relaxed, maybe you feel little happy. Yeah, some emotions might come up, and maybe you will remember, oh, how beautiful today morning was, something that your partner said, some memory comes out also. So this is the subconscious mind. Now, Yoga Nidra, this practice, we are going to address at the borderline where your mind is conscious, it is alert, wakeful. At the same time, it is relaxed because of the instructions that we're going to give. Close your eyes, focus on your breath. So, if I don't give any more instructions, you might fall asleep. So, the brain is put in this borderline state. Why we do that? So between the wakefulness and the sleep, we are going to take your mind. And in that state, we have the ability to reprogram subconscious mind. See, there are memories which can be positive, which can be negative, there can be fear. You may not even know that you have that fear, and it is deeply rooted in the subconscious mind. But during Yoga Nidra, your conscious mind is bypassed, the brain is bypassed. So you don't think or analyze, but directly you can go access your subconscious mind and change that memory. How it is being done, I will give you a small example that our Guruji always tells us. It's a small case study. One person, his friend, he met with an accident, okay, and his leg went under the bus and it got crushed. So immediately he was rushed to hospital, did an amputation, so he doesn't have that leg anymore. But what has happened is during the time of injury and accident, his brain has registered that pain signal. So it was so painful for him, unbearable pain, that it got registered. Brain has a mechanism to register even the pain at some point. That's why when we see something bad happening, it causes pain. So, and then even after amputation, after the recovery, that pain did not go. He was always getting pain and he used to cry saying, my left leg is paining. And doctors have no solution. They said, okay, you don't have any leg, therefore there is no nerves there and there is no pain signal there. So when he came to Guruji, Guruji designed Yoga Nidra with a specific instruction. In that subconscious mind, he reprogrammed saying, I met with an accident, therefore I don't have any that leg, therefore there is no pain. So basically that sentence, it got reprogrammed, and every day he was asked to do Yoga Nidra whenever that pain comes. And within 1 week or 10 days, he came back and told Guruji that my pain disappeared. How this could happen? Because in the brain, he could bypass that painful memory and go into the subconscious mind. And when he was in the deep state, he was able to rewrite that memory with a positive thing. So this is the beauty of Yoga Nidra. Anything that we want to change, we want to evolve, we want to get rid of some disease, we can do this. And this comes with regular practice, with the understanding and with the dedication. Okay. So now we will go specifically talk about the steps involved in Yoga Nidra. So the first step is we will ask the patient or the participant to lie in Shavasana if that is comfortable, or if any back pain, you can even sit in the chair or a bed and find a position that is comfortable where you can forget your own body. So this is for the body relaxation. Second step would be withdrawing from the senses. Say our mind, conscious mind is always active, eyes, nose, ears, sound. So now in pratyahara, that means withdrawing the food for the sense organs. So we're going to close our eyes, close the ears, and in the sense we will shut down the sound. So one step what we do is ask you to focus on a distant sound that you're hearing outside the room. Then we will ask you to focus on the sound heard within this room. Then we will ask you to focus on the sound of your breath or of your heartbeat within, internalize. So we are bringing our senses from outside. Slowly we are withdrawing and making an internal focus. So that is step 2. Step 3, here we're going to take up a positive resolve, sankalpa. This is the sowing the seed into your subconscious mind. For example, I am peaceful. I have control over my emotions. Say for Yoga Nidra for stress relief, today's sankalpa is I am in control of my emotions. That is a positive statement. So we're going to repeat that in our mind. And fourth step, we will start taking the attention, the awareness to each body part in our body. We will start with the right thumb, this finger, third finger, fourth finger, this finger, and slowly around the body. And we will finish with the little toe in your right foot. The same awareness, we will start with the left thumb, go all over the body, each part, and finish it with the little toe on the left leg. Then the whole back, front of the body, face, and everything. So there is a specific sequence here, and I'm going to talk about why we do that sequence. That was really mind-blowing personally for me when I understood the rotating consciousness. This sequence is based on something. There is a science behind it, which we will talk shortly. And fifth step is breath awareness. Today, we all started the practice with Omkar. So before Omkar, what we did, we just observed the breath. And what happened? All your thoughts, the busyness that we carried from the day, the moment we focused on the breath, the mind slowed down. You were able to relax. You were able to focus. Yeah. So that is the fifth step where we start focusing on the breath with a specific counting also in reverse direction. So breathe in, breathe out, say 27. Breathe in, breathe out, 26. So we're going to reverse count so that your mind can slowly calm down and go into that borderline state. And sixth step, we will instruct you to feel opposite sensations. Like feel that your body is heavy, and immediately we will say, feel the body is very light. Feel that there is heat in the body, and immediately we will say, feel there is cold in the body. We were going to give you different opposing emotions, opposing states like of the body, so that your brain will go between both the extremes. Yeah. And the next step is visualization. Here, just like phantom limb pain, that particular case study where Guruji instructed, you met with an accident, you don't have that leg, therefore you do not have any pain. So here the statement could be the therapist giving to the participant that you are coming out of this problem, therefore you do not have any pain. There is a positive statement already. He might experience pain, but we will tell it in advance positive that your pain is cured or your disease is cured, so that that positive visualization happens. And eighth step is remembering the sankalpa. In the third step, we remember, but in eighth, in that deep subconscious mind after the visualization, we are going to remember the positive result. So here what happens, that seed that we sowed in the relaxed state of mind, now that seed can sprout in your conscious mind, like I am full of energy, I am in control of my emotions, where really your subconscious mind is changing that behavior pattern or the thought. So here we are watering the seed so it can become a permanent memory, right? So these are the specific tips. Steps, 8 steps in Yoga Nidra. This is all designed by Swami Satyanand Saraswati, which is followed by our Guruji. So now I want to talk about the science behind each step, starting from rotation, breath awareness, all these 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to tell you what exactly happens in our brain. Okay. So rotation of consciousness, as I told you, we will start with the right thumb, finger, and the legs. Why is this sequence? Why can't I say relax your forehead, eyes, nose? Why it starts with the right thumb? Okay, that's because in our brain, the red color, this part is responsible for motor. That means moving my hands. And the blue color is involved for sensory, touch, eyes, nose, the sensory inputs. Okay. So when I say go and fold this finger, there is a brain connection that happens. I think I want to fold my finger. So my brain understands that thought and then stimulates those neurons responsible for my hand to go and move, right? So as you see, it is a circuit. So if you see our brain, okay, the brain has, these are the surface area of the brain, area, okay. For the hands, look at the fingers, the surface of the brain is too much, say compared to the feet or compared to the knee. For knee, it is only a tiny bit of brain is responsible. But for hands and fingers, a large surface area is there. So your brain, how it sees. So for example, lips and jaws, it really has so many neurons for dedicated for the lips and jaw. So that's why in Yoga Nidra, we say relax your throat, tongue, teeth, jaw, because we want this much, whenever we say relax, this much brain area is getting a reset. It is getting a relaxed state, right? So each particular brain is activated during the instruction and we are asking it to relax. So how the brain sees your body? We call it motor homunculus or sensory homunculus. Like from the brain perspective, brain sees that the human body has a very big hands. So that much brain area is dedicated for the hands, and that much area is dedicated for the nose, tongue, and jaw. Same thing for the sense. This sensory part of the brain, it is dividing the area into this. So, and Satyanand Saraswati, his instruction, he has equally given importance for these organs, which is exactly the sequence. If you see, it is matching with the proportion of the cortex area: hands, lips, eyes, nose. Isn't that beautiful? Like how our brain inside it is stored, the instruction also follows the same proportion. We spend more time in the hands compared to the knees. Yeah. And the second thing is, as I told, it is like a resetting neural pathway. Suppose if your phone is hanging, if your computer is hanging, what do? You go and reset, no, power button. Similarly, I told every single neuron pathway, every finger thing is a neural connection. So when I say relax my right thumb, the connection, my brain thinks it is relaxed. So there is a reset. So what I'm doing, I'm technically, while doing Yoga Nidra, I'm relaxing all the muscles, all the joints. Yeah. Consciously, if I say relax my body, I won't be able to do. But when I lie down and when I'm ready and follow the instructions, when I'm in the subconscious state, I'm able to reset my whole body. That is why regular practice of Yoga Nidra, so many people have come out of depression, anxiety, anything with the mind, some trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, some trauma that they underwent, all that gets a reset with this practice. And second step, like the fifth step we saw was breath awareness. And we are all practicing yoga. We know how much breath is connected with our brain thought patterns. Yeah. When you are breathing, you are not even aware of your breath. So the signals are up and down, right? But moment I say close your eyes, focus on the nostrils, breathe fully, inhale deeply. So the yellow says number of breaths. The number of breathing cycle reduces. So when the number of breath reduces, instead of 14 breaths, you take only say 6 breaths in a minute, your brain also the pattern reduces. That is why so much research has shown how breath awareness can change your thought pattern. Yeah. So, and breathing is only thing you can control. Can you control any other function? Say today I will not secrete some hormone. You don't have the control. But breathing, you can say now I will breathe slowly. I will hold my breath. You have that voluntary control. And while sleeping or throughout the day, body has involuntary control. So it's both nervous system or focused on the breathing. It can be controlled by both autonomous nervous system and the voluntary nervous system. So again, we know how breathing regularly, conscious breathing, increase the focus, attention, brain size. The amygdala, the emotion response, there is an increase in the brain size also as more breath awareness practice we do. So Vipassana meditation that is based on breath awareness, and so many techniques are there. So there are various research that showed how stress, anxiety, depression, heart rate, blood pressure can be reduced, and even your gene expression can change. So the way your body is metabolizing, the way the insulin sensitivity or immunity, even that level of DNA, whether particular, say your parents might be diabetic, but you need not necessarily express that diabetic gene, because if your stress levels are low, then your gene expression is going to change. So something like, oh, it runs in the family or it's hereditary, it may not be true. If you have ability to relax and keep your mind breath awareness, you are able to change your gene expression. So this has been so many studies, and Dr. Dean Ornish, he has extensively studied how the gene expression can be changed with lifestyle changes. So now coming to the opposite sensation. Here what we do, I say feel your body is heavy and feel your body is very light, like a balloon. We are stimulating the hypothalamus. And hypothalamus is responsible for every single function. It is like a command center. And that is responsible for your aging, which time you are waking up, your day-to-day activity, digestion, insulin, reproduction, and immunity, as well as homeostasis, the various hormones that our body produce. So hypothalamus is responsible for stimulating those hormones at the right time. So in this opposite sensation, we are stimulating that particular brain region where we can bring some positive effect in the involuntary process. Otherwise, we will not have control. But through Yoga Nidras, this particular step, we can exercise some level of control or bring some change. And another thing is, we never experience heat and cold at the same time, right? In day-to-day life, either we experience heat or we experience cold. But here we are through the instructions, we are stimulating both. So for the brain, it is something new. So it's going to give a new nerve connections. Your brain is going to make new neurons to understand this experience, right? So your brain is changing during this step. And what could be the benefit? So even if there is some negative experience, earlier it used to affect you so much, it will take out your vitality, but the same negative experience now, you will be like, let it go. You will handle it and you will not react to it the way as before. So even because of this new nerve connections, the way you behave, you react can be changed. The relaxation can be brought in. So this is a big advantage, right? And that's what yoga is all about, controlling the modifications of the mind, right? And the last important step is visualization, where we visualize that we are in a mountain, we are in an ocean. It could be any imagery where we feel that emotion, anything in the past that is disturbing, we let it go and we acquire new emotions. So here, the temporal lobe in the brain, there is something called limbic system, which is responsible for our emotions. So that particular region is stimulated. Amygdala is for emotion, hippocampus is for memory. So when we visualize, this particular brain region gets affected. So that is why in athletics, say sports people, before Olympics or before any game, they will ask the sports athletes to visualize. Already they are running, making a record, already, putting a goal. Why? Because this will decrease their anxiety, right, before their competition and increase the confidence. So it's very well proven that you can visualize, so that can positively bring confidence in us, right? So, and exactly in visualization, what we do, we will try to remove that disturbing, painful memory with the positive result. Say, for example, when someone has diabetes, the first thing what doctor says, oh, you've got diabetes, you have to take this medicine lifelong. It's a chronic medication. So there is a memory that is formed which will say, oh, I need to take this medicine for entire life, right? So this is a painful memory. So your subconscious mind thinks that you have to take this medicine forever. Whereas we can reprogram it and say, my sugar levels are balanced. I no longer need any medication. You might be taking medication this month, but you already give a positive statement that is going to happen in future, but your subconscious mind don't know what is reality because the brain thinking part is shut down. So here we are able to reprogram. Okay, say suppose a smoking person who has addiction, who wants to come out, he can say, I no longer smoke. He might be smoking still, but regular practice of Yoga Nidra develops that willpower to give up smoking. So this can be used in all any ailment or any problems in life. We can reprogram that. And we also talked about Sankalpa, resolve. Visualization and Sankalpa, what is the difference? In Sankalpa, we are making a decision. This is by the self. So if I'm having diabetic, I can say diabetes can be cured by regular practice of yoga with lifestyle modifications. I am going to realize this through my yoga practice. So I am already made a decision that I will practice yoga, I will come out of diabetes. So your mind, that is what the watering seed. So the sankalpa that we initially started in the practice, after visualization, we're going to water the seed so that it becomes a reality. So so these are the different steps, and I want to show you how your brain and what is the science exactly why this works. Yeah. So the last part is regarding the brain waves. You might all know when we are awakened, we have beta waves, which is more frequency. You can see the activity is too much. And then when we are in deep sleep, the brain activity, the neuron reduces. And gamma, like when you practice yoga or when you do deep meditation, there is almost your brain is like very less activity, right? So in this particular different waves during Yoga Nidra, our mind goes between alpha state, which is you are physically and mentally relaxed, but you are awake. But if we don't give any more instructions, you will be drowsy and go to sleep. So that is the alpha state. And so this alpha state is a bridge between the external sound and the internal world, right? So how we will know? Say if you're closing your eyes and sitting, if I call your name, you will be able to hear it and respond, become alert again. So that is the alpha state. And the next state is little bit deeper, just before the sleep, is the theta wave, where you're focused more on internal world, your subconscious mind, dreams and desires. If I leave little bit more, you're going to sleep. Okay. In this state, if I call your name, you may not be aware. You may not be aware that someone is calling me because you have already gone into the subconscious mind. So this Yoga Nidra acts on these two stages where it has the quickest, shortest path to your subconscious mind. So this is called hypnagogic state. Okay. In that state, you can be very creative. So many intuitive thinking will happen. So Yoga Nidra is developing you this. And as per text, regular practice of Yoga Nidra will help you to achieve the highest goal of any human being, which is the self-realization. So this practice has that much significance in our yogic tradition, where regular practice will achieve samadhi, we call it, which is the state of union. So these are the different techniques and the science behind Yoga Nidra. So quickly we will go towards the practice now. So quick recap in the steps. I will be playing an audio file. So these steps will be included one by one. So we will start with Shavasana, and then we will start focusing on the sound outside the room, inside the room. And then we will come up with Sankalpa. This is specifically today's practice will have for stress relief. And we will do rotation of consciousness, starting with the right thumb, and breath awareness, where we're going to focus on the breath in a reverse counting. Then we will experience opposite sensation. We will simulate that. and we will visualize that we are in a mountain in a very relaxed state, and how we gonna modify the stressful reactions to a positive, relaxed way. The instructions will guide you, and then we will remember our sankalpa. So these are the steps. So in case you are really tired, you have not slept well for so many months, today during the practice, you might fall asleep. Do not worry if you fall asleep. But before entering the practice, take a positive resolve that I'm not going to sleep. Okay. But little bit, if you're being very tired or first few times, your body will demand, do not be hard on yourself. It's okay to sleep. In case you have slept and you have to go somewhere or something, set an alarm after 40 minutes. So anyway, you are able to wake up, okay, after the session. And take a resolve that you will not be sleeping today. And all this practice, the benefits will be seen only when we practice regularly. So this is a daily practice, not just once. So you have to remember that this is a practice that you're going to take it with you. I'll be sharing the audio file and you can practice it every day. So with this, we will start the practice and I will stop the recording.